Well, hi guys, welcome to this midday market mood check with me, Nandita Khemka, and my colleague Yatin Mota. Well, Yatin, after 3 days of sell off, some bit of a respite when it comes to
Yeah.
the markets, a triple digit rally, and the Nifty has reclaimed that 19,400, 800 mark, I beg your pardon. And of course, when you look at the Sensex, near about 500-point rally coming in there as well. Almost all the sectors in the green, of course, led by the likes of FMCG, PSU Banking Pack, IT, all of them
Hmm.
doing pretty well in today's session. Of course, the day belongs to the large caps, given the
Yeah.
fact that it's Tata Motors, Reliance, L&T, all of these companies leading the gains on the last week from the front. In fact, if you look at the broader end of the markets, both the Nifty mid and small cap indices are in the green,
Hmm.
up about 0.5% or thereabouts, but it's the benchmarks that are up quite a bit today. Let's talk about some of the nifty gainers then. You have, of course, as I mentioned, the likes of L&T. That stock was up 4%. Of course, lots of figures there. We'll talk about it. You have Reliance Industries, ITC. Of course, after the demerger news, we saw some bit of a sell-off coming in over the last 2 days.
Yeah.
It has managed to bounce back into the green. You have Adani Ports, UPL, Sun Pharma. Lots of earnings today. Pharma, even pharma earnings, Cipla, Dr. Reddy's. We'll talk about that also. But on the losing front, you have M&M, SBI Life on the back of weak earnings. Cipla ahead of earnings in the red, Titan and Ultratech. Let's talk about the large caps.
Uh,
Starting with the L&T.
yeah, L&T, I think 10,000 crore
Yeah.
buyback, quite a large buyback because 24,000 crores the kind of cash that they had on the standalone basis. So, it is quite rewarding for the shareholders, and the results also
Yeah.
has been stable. Obviously, there was some operating margin miss, but the management does expect recovery in margin moving ahead. As far as Tata Motors is concerned, good earnings, and there was a surprise on the restructuring front because Tata Motors will be issuing shares in lieu of Tata Motor DVR
DVR.
shares. The ratio will be 10:7. So if you have 10 shares of DVR, you will get 7 shares of Tata Motors. And that was a 20% arbitrage because of which Tata Motors DVR shares have shot up by nearly 13% in trade.
18% at one time.
Yeah, 18%.
Huh.
So good going there. And there is some bit of buying in the PSU banking
Yeah.
space. So we had the likes of Bank of India, PNB, SBI, all of them doing well, anywhere between 0.5% to 1.5% moves coming in there. In the mid caps, Nandita, we have Olectra. That stock has recovered
Yeah.
10% up. Jyoti Laboratories, now
Another day
that
of.
stock was up 20%
Yeah.
yesterday. Today also 8% up. Five Star Finance, they've announced some fundraising plans and told that the stock is up 7%. On the flip side, Suzlon continues to bleed after a
Yeah.
weak set of quarterly earnings. But look at Canfin Homes, that is the top F&O loser. There was a 38 crore fraud reported at their Ambala branch, and post that fraud, the stock is witnessing 9% kind of a selling. Yesterday, the stock was down
Yeah.
6%. So, further pressure coming in there. RBL Bank, the CNBC TV18 source-based report suggests that Mahindra and Mahindra group has bought in 4% equity from open market, post with the stock has gained by nearly 4% in trade.
Right, lots of other news flow as well regarding Mannapuram Finance. It's a money control exclusive. In fact, it's ARM. Ashirwad, microfinance is preparing for a 1,500
Yeah.
crore rupee IPO, and it has kicked off the process for that. My colleague Ashwin Mohan has reported this exclusive, and they are looking for growth capital. Aside of that, Piramal Enterprises, that stock was up and about given the fact that board will be considering a share buyback. I think on 28th, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, right? That's right. Seven nifty earnings to watch out for today,
Yeah.
starting with Axis Bank. There could be some NIM pressure as deposits get repriced. You have Dr. Reddy's, Cipla from the Pharma Pack, Tech Mahindra from the IT Pack, BPCL also going to report earnings today. Aside of that, important cue to watch out for, of course, FOMC meeting outcome later tonight. 25 bits rate hike largely priced in, but it's the future outlook that will be watched out for. Aside of that, Yatin, I think we are pretty much cruising along today. In the primary markets, some bit of action. Yatharth
Yeah.
Hospital IPO has opened up today for subscription. So let's see how the numbers pan out for that. And as I mentioned, Tata Consumer Products, another company that will be reporting earnings today. I forgot to mention that. But I think cruising along, nothing to complain about. 19,800 back on the chart. So we'll have to see whether second half we maintain those gains, and lots of earnings to digest as they keep trickling in. We'll see how the market direction really pans out in the second half of the session. But for now, I think it's a goodbye from me and Yatin. We've covered all the movers and shakers in trade today. We'll be back with closing bell at 3:30 p.m. and maybe we'll be putting the spotlight on some of the earnings that would have come out by then. But for now, thanks a lot for watching. Keep following Money Control for all your other news and updates.